fraction to equivalent decimal, we're going to look for that one. The number on the top have the name of numerator, and the number on the bottom have the name of denominator. Fractions represent division, so we can say that this line here is a division. Changing all that into a regular division, what we're going to do, the denominator that will be outside and the numerator that will be inside. Replacing the denominator by the number that will be 8 and the numerator by the number that will be 7, we're going to have the following, like that. So we're going to start dividing the 8 and the 7. So how many times we're going to start dividing that? How many times does 8 fit on 7? None. So we're going to write here 0 point, and this 7 changed to 70. Now we're going to say how many times does 8 fit on 70? 8 times. So 8 times 8 will be 64. We make here the subtraction, and 70 minus 64 will be 6. Our 8 do not fit on 6, so we're going to add here another 0, and we're going to say now, how many times does the 8 fit on 60? 7 times. So 8 times 7 is 56. We make here the subtraction, and this will be 4. Our 8 do not fit on 4, so instead of 4 we're going to write here 40. How many times does the 8 fit on 40? 5 times. So here we're going to have the subtraction of 40 minus 40, it will be 0. That means that the equivalent decimal of this fraction is 0.875. Today we're going to change proper fraction to decimal. So let's see, we're having here this fraction 1 over 2 or 1/2. This one is our numerator and this one is our denominator. Now, how can we change 1 over 2 into a decimal? So what we're going to do, we're going to change this into a division. So the number 2 will be outside and the numerator will be inside, like that. So we're going to have this division. 2 is dividing 1. So let's see, 2 dividing 1. Our 2 do not fit on 1, so we're going to write here 0 point, and that means that we're going to add here a 0. Now we can say that 2 can divide 10. So how many times does 2 fit on 10? Fit 5 times, like that. So we're going to have here 2 times 5 will be 10. We make the subtraction and we get 0. So 1/2 is equal to 0.5. Let's see that. 1 over 3. We're going to change 1 over 3 into a decimal, so we're going to make the division. The 3 will be outside and our 1 will be inside. So 3 do not fit on 1. That means that we need to place here 0 point, and we get here a 0. How many times does 3 fit on 10? Fit 3 times. So will be 3 times 3, 9. We get here the subtraction, and then we get another 1. We're going to write here another 0 to see if we're able to get a 0 as a reminder. So how many times does 3 fit on 10? 3 times. Will be 9 here. We made the subtraction and we get another 10. So we're going to write here another 3 minus 9, and will be 1. So this one will be always our reminder. So 1 over 3 will be equal to this is our quotient, so will be 0.3, like that, and continue. So we can simplify that. When our decimal number are repeating, you can write them in this way, with a half, like that. We're going to change 3 over 10 into a decimal number, so we're going to write here that 10 is dividing 3. Now, how many times does 10 fit on 3? None. So we're going to write here a 0 point. So we write here our 0, and then we're going to say how many times does 10 fit on 30? Fit 3 times. So we're going to have here 30 as a subtraction, and then we get 0. That means that 3 over 10 is equal to 0.3. Let's see this one, 7 over 100. That means that our 100 will be outside and our 7 will be inside, like that. How many times does 100 fit on 7? None. So we're going to write here 0 point, and now we're having 70. So how many times does 100 fit on 70? None. So we're going to add here another 0 to have now 700. Now how many times does 100 fit on 700? Fit 7 times. So we'll be here 700 and we get 0. So our result will be this decimal, 0.07. Now let's see this one, 32 over 100. Again, we're going to take out our 100, like that, and inside we're going to have 32. How many times does 100 fit on 32? None. So we're going to write here a 0 point, and we add here the 0. How many times does 100 fit on 320? Fit 3 times. So this will be 300. So we write down the 0, we write down the 2, and this subtraction will be 0. We're having here 20, but we're working now with decimals, so we're going to place here another 0. So we're able to say how many times does 100 fit on 200? Fit 2 times, so we're going to have here 200. We subtract and then we get 0.